the Game podcast. He was doing this with JJ Redick, but now he's doing it with Steve Nash due to JJ Redick is now coaching. This is a podcast where LeBron he sits down, breaks down film, talks about the game. I think it's a super dope setup with just like the construction under construction vibe. I think it's super dope. But LeBron is going to be talking about Cooper Flagg. For those who don't know, Cooper Flagg is down here in Texas with us with the Dallas Mavericks. And I thought this conversation was very intriguing on how he spoke about Cooper Flagg. So here we go.
Were you in those practices?
Yeah. He was on the development team, on the select team, we call him. Yeah, and he played extremely well, man. Yeah. I've been watching Cooper for a few years because my son played AAU basketball on the Nike EYBL circuit, Bronny. So, we would be in tournaments either in like, Peach Jam in Georgia or Kansas City or Dallas or Indianapolis. And, Cooper, unlike a lot of kids, he played for his team out of Maine. Right. A lot of these kids are going to
recruited
or whatever. Him and his brother and a bunch of those guys they grew up with played on I think they were called, I forgot, it was Maine Select or something like that. But he made them competitive, versus teams that were stacking teams. Yeah. Him and his brother. I thought that was just super cool because that was how I remember that's how I was.
So I'm gonna stop there first, man. Shout out to LeBron James and Steve Nash, the mind, the game. He was talking about Cooper Flagg. I don't know if you guys were able to see Cooper Flagg going into his rookie year when he played it with the USA team. He went down. He did his thing against LeBron, Steph Curry, and now he held his own. The boy was playing ball. I still am not a huge fan of Cooper Flagg. I don't think he's going to be what the world thought he was going to be, but he might end up turning out to be a decent basketball player overall. But with that being said, LeBron spoke about something and just said something very important there, right? He talked about Cooper Flagg building a team that wasn't full of stars, building a team that wasn't full of talent, but he was willing to ride out with his people, right? And LeBron said, man, that's what I liked about him because it reminded me of myself when we created our team, the Ohio Shooting Stars, for those who haven't watched this documentary, out in Akron. And that's something that's very unique, right? A lot of us tend to gravitate towards those that are similar to ourselves, right? We usually find relationships are built in similarities. I think LeBron looks at basketball totally different than most people. I'm not the hugest fan of LeBron, but when I talk about sports, I talk about sports from a different lens. A lot of people think a lot of my takes are like outlandish. It doesn't make sense, but your boy is batting 1,000. I predicted the Knicks in 5. They won in 5. I told everybody that SGA&M wasn't going to get it together, and Wemby was not as good as people thought he was. Doesn't mean they're not going to get there. Doesn't mean that things won't change. When you really start to watch sports and you really start to see what talent looks like, what creating a team looks like, and that's one thing LeBron does have an IQ for, right? He understands what building a team looks like. My boy, shout out to my boy Classic. Classic hate when I use the word program because he said he feels that goes into like college basketball. But I tell people, in sports, you must build a program. That's what makes college sports so well. You got to build programs because the program is what everybody falls under. Then the superstar comes on top, falls into the program, but also elevates the program. But you must have a program first. If you don't like the word program, you must have structure first. So I thought that was pretty cool of him, what kind of drew him in with Cooper Flagg.
I played for the Northeast Ohio Shooting Stars. Like me and my guys grew up playing together and having to play all the best teams in the country. I just thought that was super cool. But he's a big time talent.
Yeah, says something about his mentality. What did you notice practicing with him? What did you notice about his mentality?
Oh, he just made winning. He's a winner. It just seemed like he make winning plays. He just make winning plays. And even at his first year at Duke, he, just made winning plays. Yeah. And obviously, the fact that he was the freshman and I think he was player of the year this year as well, ACC player of the year, and I just thought he just played the game the right way, how you will hope that, a player that of his caliber just comes to work every day just trying to get better. And I just think he's just getting better and better.
So again, as you've seen there, you heard LeBron speak on that Cooper Flagg played the game the right way. LeBron has been criticized pretty much most of his career because people feel like he always makes the basketball play and never the superstar play. He's willing to make the pass to the open player. He's willing to run the play all the way through. That's been his MO. He's never gotten off of it. But again, he looks at Cooper Flagg as the same type of person, right? They're going to make the best basketball play. They're not here to be selfish. They're here to do the right thing regardless of who's watching. And I think that speaks volumes about a person, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't build a program or you can't have structure without empowering the rest of the foundational pieces. People need to be empowered. If you're going to be a team player, you must empower other people around you, even if it's giving them ideas, even if that's passing down thank yous, even if that's passing down just good jobs, all that type of stuff. People need those things to build. You cannot build a team, a foundation, or a program if your superstar isn't willing to follow the program. So that's another thing.
That's a great indicator, right, of a success, willing to make small plays that mean a lot to winning. So I would say like the one thing for such a prodigious talent that we want to wait and see what happens with is how good is he with the ball, right? Like he obviously is capable with the ball. We've seen him do a lot of things with the ball, but is he that primary guy? Will he be? But I love to hear that, like, well, I think he's going to get there. Yeah. Love to hear that his mentality is I'm happy to do whatever the team needs.
Yeah. And he has, and a lot of people, he has the ability to do it at this, especially at this point. Right. When you have, the guys that they have, he doesn't have to put too much more pressure on himself. Yeah. He can put the pressure on himself to get better every single day. But as far as, his rookie year or his second year, he doesn't have to put the pressure of making every play. Yeah. He has guys out there that can help him with that. So, I think he could possibly be in a position where he could, build into who he's going to be at his pace and not with the league expect the number one player picked.
Where's my 25 a night?
Right, exactly. What you should be doing is your number one player. You're number one player out of high school, but maybe that's not my timeline.
Yeah. So think about someone like LeBron James, right? Because some people, and majority of the people who probably watch this podcast, even if you catch it on the rewatch, a lot of you guys might call LeBron your GOAT. For me, it's Michael Jordan, right? But when you think about LeBron and everything that he's speaking on, LeBron speaks from, again, experience. We just talked about this on the last segment with Shannon Sharp. LeBron is speaking from experience. LeBron is now hoping that no one has to endure the criticism, the stress, the carrying of a team like he had to. LeBron is now hoping that every player, just because they're picked number one, just because they might have all these other things going on, he's hoping that they don't endure the things he endured. But he's also willing to be there for that person if needed. So very interesting, man. These things are very, very interesting. I think when we listen to people more, you can hear so much of like what influences them, what brings them closer to certain people. And that's what we're going to talk about a lot on here on Mask Off.
And I hope he doesn't get pressured by what the narrative timeline is because you're the number one player.
Yeah.
Picked.
So what do you think it looks like? I mean, that's a huge thing for him to go to a winning team where the pressure's not on him to score 25 a night from the start. Awesome. Great for his development. But there must be, like you've been in this position, there must be a little bit of a sense of relief on draft night just to get it behind you.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? You feel that way? Sure. And then what does it look like? Like, what was your mentality after the draft? Because now it's like you've built up to this thing, like you said, in the driveway, in bed at night. Now you're drafted. You are going to an NBA team. You're moving to a city. What was your mindset like? I mean, obviously you knew you were going to Cleveland early. He knows he's going to Dallas. What was your mindset like of like, this is what this summer looks like?
Yeah, it was,
you're young guys.
Yeah, super young. Yep. And, I have been building up for the NBA for a couple of years, my junior and senior year of high school, I have been, I wouldn't say building up to like, to play against those guys, but I kind of knew that, after my junior year that I had an opportunity to go straight out of high school. So I was kind of building up, my reps, building up my strength, building up my stamina, things of that nature. And then right after the draft, I was like, okay, just get to work. I knew Summer League was coming up, and I didn't get an opportunity to be a part of Vegas long, many years ago.
Where was it?
We was in Boston to start, and then Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
more regional. We had Utah out here.
Yeah.
Way back there at Long Beach.
Yeah, they had I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So I was just getting ready for for summer league, and it was just a lot though. Like I couldn't really really lock in on you have so much to do. You got the media stuff to do. The ESPYs was going on, and they want you at the ESPYs, and want your summer league here. But I just wanted to have fun with the process, and I enjoyed it. It was a lot of pressure. The games were like sold out for summer league games, and it was a lot of pressure in that sense. But I just want to try to have a lot of fun with it and make the most out of the summer going into my rookie year.
So how did you manage? Like everyone's personality is different. Yeah. Like I could see you enjoying going to the ESPYs and being like the center of attention in a way because you have a fun, gregarious personality that Mike Cooper may not be that way. What was your approach to that stuff? Like, at the ESPY.
So there you have it, man. LeBron was just speaking on the pressures and the different things that he had to go through when he first came into the league and trying to focus on, his craft and just trying to pretty much hone in that he's hoping that Cooper Flagg is able to continue to maturate at the right maturation, get his game to where he needs to get it to, and be able to be a star in the NBA of what everybody's